Well, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Reagan.
I'm Heather.
Nice to meet you. So first off, I want to ask you what you do with your time away from work. So any hobbies or people in your life that you like to spend a lot of time with?
So I have a little, she's 10. So we do a lot of stuff together, on new stuff. We explored Arkansas a little bit. We went and we did some hiking and waterfalls and a little bit of creek swimming and fishing. So during the whole COVID pandemic, we did a lot of different things. But
Awesome.
she and I, we like to travel. We like to take little weekends away and just go here and there. But
Yeah,
basically.
that's awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about your education and work history that brought you to the company you're at today and how all that prepared you for working for Transco Lines?
Sure. When I originally started, I started at Maverick Transportation and was in the safety department. I've worked a little bit all over in different areas, but when I eventually got into recruiting, I knew that that was something that I had a passion for, and I really enjoyed it. But I did safety at Maverick, and then I went on to CalArc, did a lot of different things there at CalArc, just helped in a lot of different areas, recruiting, customer service, just a lot of different areas.
Sure.
And then from there, I went on to Stallion Trucking and was the director of recruiting over there. And then ended up over here at Transco Lines, and
Awesome.
really like it here.
I'm glad. That's awesome. That's good to hear. What's
I've
your
been in trucking.
Go ahead.
Trucking for about 15 years now.
Okay. Awesome. And you like it. Once you get in, you can't get out. That's what I always hear. So
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good
Pretty
industry though. Yeah. What's your primary focus been in your position? Obviously recruiting, but any like specific goals or anything different you guys have been trying to do?
I think everybody is trying something new right now due
Okay.
to everything that's going on and the shortage of drivers. We had a shortage of drivers back before COVID started.
Yeah.
And it's even more so now. So I think everybody's just throwing ideas out there to just try and see what catches. But
I agree.
one of my main focuses in recruiting is one of my main things that I do in recruiting, not only just recruiting the drivers, but I also try to retain the drivers too.
Right.
Like when I recruit a driver and they come into orientation, I tell them, once you finish orientation, I'm not done with you. You can call me anytime you need something and I'll do whatever I can to help you out.
Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that because in this report that our interview is going in, I'm literally talking about turnover and what a big problem it is. I mean, some companies are having over 100% turnover. When I saw that number, I was like, how? But I mean, it's definitely out there and it's a problem. So it's good to hear that that's the approach you're taking with it.
Yeah, and one of the other problems with the retaining right now is not so much like, oh, I don't like this company, or oh, they didn't get me home, or oh, this is going on, or it's so competitive right now. The driver pay is competitive. Like we have weekly meetings and we are weekly talking about, do we need to up our pay? We're searching out and looking at other companies' pay and what they're paying, because it's just, and so, if a driver sees 75 cents a mile or, just some crazy number like that, they're going to be like, I really love working here, but, and sometimes they will, because sometimes they think, I really love my job and they're really good to me here and I get what I want here.
Right.
So it may not be like that over there. So the pay may not be as important, but 9 times out of 10, if it's a dramatic pay increase, they're probably going to jump.
It's a driver's
very
market.
competitive.
Yeah. Yeah. It's absolutely a driver's market. And I mean, we're hearing a lot of that from our end as well, just the weekly meetings, talking about, what can we afford as a company, I mean, to up pay and not only that, but the benefits, I mean, they're looking at things outside of just pay, things to make their drivers more comfortable. So, yeah, that's pretty much everyone's experience, I think, right now. What would you say besides retention, making sure the drivers that you're there?
So just like building a rapport with the driver just right off the bat, you've got to just get in there and start talking to them, maybe not just go directly into what are you looking for, be like, how's it going? How's the weather where you are? You have to be able to immediately jump in there and build a rapport with them. I actually sang to a guy on the phone the other day. So, I mean, it's just literally anything, to like make them laugh or, make the situation very light.
Yeah. So. What'd you sing?
He was talking about where we were. He's like, where are you located? And I said, Little Rock. And he's like, Little Rock. And I started singing like the old Reba McEntire song, Little Rock. And then he just started dying laughing. He was like, that's fantastic. So, you got to be able to keep the conversation light. Whatever you got to do, just get in there and go for it,
That's awesome.
So
all of that. So
you can ask the people that I work with, they never know like if I'm going to bust out in a song or kind of I'm going to be pulling, or
they're like, oh, there she is over there singing a song. They know who it is when they hear you across the office. That's funny. So what would you say separates Transco Lines from other carriers? What aspect do you use to really sell drivers on working for this company?
So the president and the owner of this company, he is very, very approachable. And he's very, he has an open door policy. Like when he's here, which he travels a lot because we've got different places. But when he's here, his door's always open unless he's on a conference call or something. His door's always open. And, he'll go down in orientation, he'll stop and talk to drivers. And it's really more so, it's very much so a team atmosphere and family atmosphere here.
Yeah.
And, like some of our drivers, like one particular guy, his wife has battled with cancer a lot. People up here will just randomly call them and be like, hey, how's it going? How's Connie doing? Or how's this going? Another thing that happens here is that when we have a driver that's been here for 4 or 5 years, Terry will let the driver go and spec out a truck, and he will go down and buy it for them.
That's awesome.
So that's something that's pretty cool.
That's big. Yeah. That's really good to hear.
Yeah, and he lets them get it however they want it. We have one guy that has the abominable snowman on his truck.
He has what? Sorry, you cut out.
The abominable snowman.
Oh, I love that. You won't miss that going down the road. That's pretty funny. That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah. What's the most common question you get from drivers outside of, we know they want to know about pay and home time, but what's something kind of outside of those general things that you hear a
lot? Trucks. They want to know what kind of trucks, what year model, what do you have in them? You would be surprised at the companies that their trucks are just, plain Jane. They don't have inverters, they don't have APUs, they don't have refrigerators. And here we do.
Yeah.
We have APUs, refrigerators, and we also offer.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Usually when you tell them that, they're like, what? They're pretty surprised.
Well, maybe I do want to work there.
Right?
Yeah. I guess my last and final question, similar to the one I just asked, but what's the weirdest question or request you've gotten from a driver?
Probably about the drug screens. That's not weird, but I hear this all the time. I have the drivers asking what type of drug screen that we do.
Okay.
And, if it's a hair follicle or, if it's a urinalysis. So,
right.
Like, yeah. You gotta tell me, it's like, yeah, they have dreads and they wanted to cut a whole dread off. And I was thinking,
yeah.
So,
yeah.
Probably that.
Yeah, I understand asking about your policies, but like the very specific entries, you're like, that's a little stretchy. I get where you're coming from.
Very specific.
Yeah.
They're very specific with it.
Yeah, that's funny. Well, thank you so much for sitting in for this interview with me, and I hope to talk to you again soon.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.